Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay. Chris Hargreaves, the captain. If he stays on side, Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sills.
Hello and welcome to this week's Goals Eye View. It's just two of us this week. I'm joined by Dom.
Good evening.
Now, unfortunately, we have to talk about this football club for another sort of 20 minutes, half an hour. I almost didn't do this week. I thought, let's take a nice week away and let them to do it. But I ended up coming back. I was like, no, after watching the highlights, I had to do it. I had to do it for many reasons. And it's our duty, isn't it?
We've got to be relentless, haven't we?
Yeah,
got to keep going.
No, a lot of it for me, I just feel like I want to almost like hide away from what's happening with this football club. But of course, we are a voice. We appreciate that, and we are a voice for all fans as well, as long as it's done in the right way. So yeah, let's just go where we are. Right, where do we start? Where do we start? It's the same as last week, and it's the same as a few weeks before. I'm completely done with every level of this football club. And just the absolute sheer neglect, and maybe not neglect in that sense, but just failure, like with a lack of football, like people in the football club, apart from Ozzy Johnson, is just embarrassing. And I'm completely fed up of seeing this club mismanaged. I actually believe a lot of, not just like football experts, but a lot of us football people, even fans, could actually just do a bit of a voice within this football club to sort of steer the on-field side if they're doing all the stadium and all that kind of stuff, and just helps repair that sort of fan and club relationship, because that's what you need. I mean, where do we even start, Dom? I mean, we'll go to the game in a minute, but I just want to point out one more thing, actually, like completely unrelated. I saw bits of Gary Johnson's interview today. Take everything away, he doesn't look like well. Like, I feel really sad for him. I'm not saying he looks ill and trying to make rumours up. I feel really, as a like human's a human. Why has he been put through that? Why is he putting himself through it? Honestly, it's a bit like the Roy Hodgson thing. We were in the news today about him being ill and he's going to be sacked and all that kind of thing. But he doesn't look happy and well. And why is he putting himself through this? What is happening in this football club?
Well, it's happening behind the scenes. That's what we want to know.
What is happening? Which means Gary Johnson is still here on a football sense, on a human sense. What has happened? You know, there were rumours about shares which they put down and all that kind of stuff in the fans forum. I still don't understand why Gary Johnson's at that fans forum. I've said that many times. You know, I don't know if it's going back to when he was managing COVID, whether there's some clause put in there because he might have worked for free and or furlough or something like that. I'm just, you know, I have no evidence on that. I'm just thinking. But what on earth is going on with this football club? Because why is Gary Johnson ruining his reputation? It's going to be his last job, most probably. He's had an amazing career in football. I know it's always had the same sort of path. It starts great and very well, but a lot of managers do that. But what is causing this to keep going on and on and on? And how does a chief executive of a football club look at this and go, Christ, we were doing really well here? And just show a bit of a human side. Show a bit of a human side to your fans. And it's like, right, this is actually really not going well. Can you please come together, fans, and help? Not just these messages through like the local press and all that. Oh, what is this doing? It's all your fault. I'm sorry, if you're a professional footballer and you can't do a bit of slack, the game's not for you. The game is not for you. I'm not saying personal abuse. I'm just saying the game is not for you. But I mean, that is just how I feel as a human being around it right now. I didn't go. I just don't want to be anything to do with it. I just want it to
How
upset
do they
me.
look? How do they look themselves in the mirror at the moment? Do they look themselves in the mirror and go, "This is fine. This will come good"?
It's like that meme, isn't it,
say?
with the fire in the background? Yeah.
Yeah. Are they that blind to it all that they think, "Oh, it'll come good eventually. Just keep on ploughing on, guys. Keep on ploughing on." There's almost a stubborn refusal now, isn't there? Because they don't want to relent to any fans' persuasion. I mean, it should be down to results, but almost a stubborn
Football's a results
refusal
business.
to look at what's going on around the club and the atmosphere, the whole problems between the club and fans at the moment. I mean, supporters are going to stop going soon,
and that will start hurting them. You know, what are they saying when they try and get like under 14s not to go? You don't want your customers to come and give you money. Like, it might not see a big effect now because a lot of people like me who already have the season ticket and already have put that money in, they might just miss out on the £2, which I would put on like a bit of food or drink or whatever. But why next season is when they're going to hit it. Next season we're going to hit it. I just look at Gary Johnson and, to say from a human, I just find it sad to see. Like, the poor bloke, just give him a break. You know what I mean? I don't understand where sort of
It's
club's
up to
heading.
him though. If he
Yeah,
wanted
it's
to
yeah.
go, he should go, isn't he? I don't feel any sympathy for him at all because
I
it's up to
or is it
up to
more that
these
it's just
guys
someone
to make the
who's
decisions.
his whole purpose in life as a football club is really just I've got, I can't let this go because there isn't
Mm.
much. It's always known. Right. One more thing, because I always feel I hate in situations in life when people just moan and give problems, and we obviously just moan a lot. And I don't want to moan. I want to work. I could literally meet. Obviously, it wouldn't work like that. I would literally like to meet with the people there and say, these are my suggestions. That's all it should be. Because my suggestions would be, right, here's how you repair the football club short term. You just relate to the fans a little bit properly. Go, right, this has been terrible. We are very sorry, and we actually genuinely appreciate what you were doing. This has been a disaster. We should be a Football League club. We shouldn't be in the National League, but we are in National League. And actually, this is probably where the football club is now. This has been a disaster. We're 11th place. We understand why you're angry, but please, now for the end of the season, right, if they come out and did this and just, right, let's come together. We're going to give it a big go. And if that doesn't work, we'll look elsewhere at the end of the season. They won't do this, of course, but that's how, even if it's just fake
No.
lies, that's how you could actually try and get some sort of fan respect back. Be like, right, we understand. Just don't go, oh, yeah, Washington Gate. Yeah, that was years ago. They say, yeah, no, we failed. And we need to get relationships back together. That's all someone who, they just employ someone just to come in and to speak like sensible business
Need
talk
some. We
to
need some
people.
real people at the club, don't we? I mean, George Edwards seems to have such a chip on his shoulder the way he talks to
Just
supporters.
blames everyone.
Got
They're
no
so
respect for
insecure.
anyone around the club, really, is he? The supporters, and
No,
it shows.
what sort of chief executive is that?
And then we've got the social media side, which is dry and
It's
emotionless and
just emotionless,
insecure.
robotic, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. The whole club wants to treat us as consumers. Buy your tickets,
Yeah,
you know,
£2 on
spend
the
your
day.
money. It doesn't matter what we're doing. We're going to plod on. You know, we're going to plod on whatever you think, and we want you to like it or lump it, which is the overall feeling I have at the club at the moment. And I am still going to games, but it's with a heavy heart at the moment. It's a slog. It's not enjoyable. There's nothing to look forward to particularly. I mean, the game was entertaining on Saturday. Had we had a good run before that, we might have enjoyed it. But of course, we just know how to lose games at the moment.
Yeah,
We've got a losing mentality around the club.
yeah, and it shows on the
Do
pitch.
they care about losing? They just don't seem to care enough for me, and that hurts as a supporter because I want this club to do everything to
Mm.
improve themselves, and that doesn't feel like it at all at the moment. I've seen Torquay struggling in various divisions over the years, and you always got the feeling that whoever was behind the scenes was trying their hardest. They might not be doing a great job of it, but they were
That's a
throwing
big
themselves.
difference, isn't it? There's a big difference between showing hardest not being great, which we can kind of accept in a way.
Yeah, you always felt that there was a heart involved with the club, and they were trying to make things right. There's very little heart at the moment, and are they? Well, they just don't want to see them make the right decisions, do we? We all know that a change of manager could change the season. Still, it's not too late, is it? But
No. Just getting
he's
there
he's
now, though.
here. Actually, he's not going anywhere. We know that, but we don't want to accept it. That's the thing. I don't want supporters to go lamely sit on their hands and go, yeah, get on with it, whatever. These supporters care about their club. We want to see us doing better, and that's why we growl and have a go at these things because we want to see better from our football club. We want to see a team we can be proud of, and we're not seeing that at the moment, and it's just sad times, isn't it?
Yeah, I
Sad
mean,
times.
that's brilliant. I really agree, Dom. I mean, Edwards, Osborne, Johnson, even I have to include. I mean, Johnson should know he's been in football his whole career, but this is our community. All right, we get you're a bit different. I'm not interested in personal stuff, but this is our community. This is what we've grown up on. This is our escape. It's different down the south. It's different to up north. It's all different. Football is a different thing in its community in many different places. It's unique. It unites people. It's generations. This is more than just a little like playground toy thing, whatever. But show a bit of respect. Don't treat us like that. If you just get someone with a bit of, media intelligence behind the club, a bit of business intelligence, which I thought you would have being successful business people, just someone who will speak and, see that you can actually build a community properly, not artificially, on through social media, through other things, through your fan base. You can become a people get Torquay United on the map. You know, look at admins online of like Bristol City and other clubs, and well, the work they do behind the scenes. And obviously, Dorking is unique, and that's an obvious one. But just be a bit more human behind it, you know. And
A lot of clubs, look at their supporters and think we're a partnership. You know, we're not. You're not consumers. We want you involved in the club. Some people, you know, they do fan support, don't they? Where they ask for donations or some kind of thing,
yeah,
and that works because the owners are in touch with the supporters. They
look at
want to
Oldham.
talk to them.
Look at the difference
They
in
want to
Oldham
engage with them.
from the owner before when they went in the decline to the owner now. And it hasn't exactly gone great under that new owner, but they united their football club back under the new chairman. And that's what you need to do. That's what needs to happen. And, you know, I don't want a war. Don't know, I've got my pen. I don't want a war with like George Edwards. Stop making it like that. And certain local press, stop making it us and them. Stop it. Honestly, I'm sick of it. Generally sick of all this stuff. And it's almost like the art of distraction, isn't it? When it's almost like if you get a civil war created between the people like who are below like the powerful lot in any society, that distracts them from what's happening above. It's almost like they're trying to start Torquay fans on their own civil war. Is it this? Is it that? And it's almost, it feels like that. And that's just, what are you doing? Honestly, like, I find it hard. I find it really hard.
It's them and us thing, and it's pushing supporters away, isn't it? And, I don't know how that results.
It's going to hit them hard next season. They
but
might
the attendances will dwindle if they're not careful.
And the season ticket renewals. Season ticket renewals. Yeah. You're going to take a big hit. Because right now you're probably not being in the South and being in the National League. It's probably a case of, well, we've got a less wage budget and we're still getting the same attendances. Next season that won't happen if you stop disrespecting and you know, I think fans will see through like it's big pre-season push we did last season. Oh, come together, it's all been terrible, but we're going to win the league. Fans will see through that this year, you know. And I just thought like businessmen like George Edwards and Osborne would kind of just see that, really. I thought they would have a bit more, or just get, if they're not big football people, that's okay. That is okay. But if you get someone that's around it you can trust a bit more, not just the manager, you know, just someone around there who can help you whilst you want to look at your side. Of course they want to look at the property side of it. We know that. But if you just get someone who's running the football side of it, and then they can do their Swindon Speedway, they can do their whatever other business ventures that Clark Osborne said. Just get someone who can just work within the football, get that crowd relationship back up. Someone who's a bit of, you know, like a director of football, can look over the football side, give like, you know, be smart off the football pitch. I'm not expecting someone who's been in property and investment to suddenly be a football genius with recruitment and how to, you know, gain through proper contracts. So you're gaining assets. You can sell assets and get new players in. You can. If you're really, really smart, sell players.
You've got to be smart.
You've got to be smart.
Because there's no...
It's just racking up your own debt.
There's no quick fix for Torquay, is there? We know that. I mean, he's run up debts and they've done some good things, to be fair. The youth system, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
but they're not clever enough to push the process through and make it work, and that's the trouble. And they've come to a bit of a standstill.
It's come to a standstill this season.
And maybe the Gary Johnson thing does ultimately come to money, and they don't want to spend that money to sack him, and they'd rather see us stay down the National League South if necessary, rather than pay him up. And that could be the reason. We just don't know. You can only speculate at the moment, can't you? And it's just all part of the painful process of the season.
I don't want anything I haven't enjoyed one game of the season I've been to. Maybe like one or two at the start, and that was it. Against Chelmsford, that was an okay game. I haven't gone away thinking that's a Torquay team that's left everything there, and they've really worked hard to be the best they can be in training. And I'm not saying that we've got lazy players. I'm just saying I want to see structure. I want to see patterns of play. You know, we were sold the dream before the start of the season.
You can see a downturn at the moment. I think we hoped this squad would be better than last season, but you're seeing a downturn in quality, I think.
It really actually happens when, I know we ended on form last season, but it really happens when a relegated squad will then bounce back up the next season. There's too many things that have gone wrong in that season, too many broken relationships, confidence. You need new players to come in and hit the ground running, like the Bristol City lads came in when Johnson first came in. It's just been
You blow it
total.
up, don't you? You blow it up and give it a completely fresh new look, and you
Yeah.
might start slowly, but you get the rewards, don't you, as you
And
go.
if we are in this situation where Gary Johnson is here next season, that needs to happen. And maybe, we're seeing a few players at the weekend. Was it Collins, De Silva? They weren't anywhere near the squad.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't believe De Silva even watched the game. He was seen walking off from it, so you can tell
mm,
it's not necessarily a happy dressing room at the moment. I'm
no,
not saying they're not trying as players, but it's not a
it's
happy
tough.
place. It's
No.
not a happy place to be at the moment, is
Oh,
there?
I hate going there. It's just
I
that
can
sort of
imagine
comments
it.
don't
I
go
can
there.
imagine it's quite quiet in the dressing room at the moment. I just don't think the players are buying into whatever Gary Johnson's saying to him. It's just not working, is it? We haven't won a game for. By the time this
We peaked
video goes
over,
out,
yeah.
we haven't won a game. We've won one game in
Yeah,
2 months. I
yeah.
mean, I say we haven't won a game.
That was
That one
terrible.
game we won was against Dover,
We were
bottom of the league.
horrendous. It was a McGavin. That was the last game I saw, and probably will be
That,
the last game I
that
see this.
barely counts, to be honest, does it? But
Yeah, and it makes me really sad. I feel like this football season, from my personal point of view, I haven't it got what, at the end of the season, you think, I've had highs, I've had lows, I've experienced things. I've just hated every moment, really. It's
yeah,
just been so uncomfortable. And also, I have my Leicester backgrounds as well from where I'm originally from. So I'm seeing a football club that's gone through a similar disaster and just a new man. And the same problems are still there. There's still a lot of anger in the football club. That's the thing. There's still a lot of anger from what happened in the last couple of years. But I'm seeing it rise back up slowly. But it's similar. I've seen the cultures change, a big culture change at the football club, and it is working, obviously, on the pitch, 100%.
mm.
And then sort of have this, and I thought both my football clubs are going to be doing that this season.
We
Um,
had hopes, didn't we? I
yeah,
think we bought into the PR of it all, didn't we? I think we needed to read between the lines and
yeah.
realise how bad things had got at the football club, and the Gary Johnson's just seen better days as the manager. Let's be honest, it's
I
just
still trusted the Gary a lot as well at the start of the season. I remember I said,
yeah.
it's gone disastrously last year, but that's new start.
I think the 5 or 6 wins we had last season sugarcoated things.
Of
So
course
you
it did,
thought, right,
yeah.
you can get things right again, can't you? And, that's it. Should we talk about the Slough game then?
Yeah, no, go. Take us away on that one.
Um, yeah, I mean, we started all right on Saturday, to be honest. Dwayne up front. I mean, he's got a bit of stick since he come in, but
Ah, he's a
he's a
nuisance. I
big
think
guy.
he creates stuff. I'm
He's
happy
a
with him
big
in the
guy up
team.
front, and he,
I
he
like him
does
in the
work
team.
hard. He gives us a presence to look for, and he did help us, and it did help create
You know what you're
um,
going to get with Dwayne, don't you?
goals.
I
Sorry,
you know what you're going to get with him. I like him.
yeah,
I like him in the team at
that's
this
it.
level.
When people criticise him, I go, "What are you
Experience and
expecting to get,
know-how.
really?"
Exactly. It's experience and know-how, and he makes the most of what he's got, and that's what I like from a player.
So the first goal was a really good goal. Almost like, wow, that actually went in because Jenkins Davis got the ball in the
Mm,
penalty area and the swift turn, and before you know it, he'd scored.
lovely
You
finish.
think, right, okay. But of course, in the back of the mind, we've seen Slough attack a few times, and every time they went up our end, the space they could get hold of, it was our defence is just it's just a nightmare at the moment. It really
I
is.
wasn't there. Obviously, I've seen enough of this season. I was reading what people were saying, but when we scored, I didn't even celebrate because it's almost a bit like, well, we're just going to do and do something stupid at the other end.
But we're not positive enough to go for the second. So
No,
we sit back a bit, get a braver, and the other team go, all right, we're going to give it a go now. And you can just feel it coming. And Slough weren't great. They weren't as good as St Albans, that's for sure. But every time they attacked, yeah, you could feel the panic amongst our defence. I mean, Dean Moxey was back in, but I guess he's not a leader at the back. We need somebody to shout the odds back there. Somebody's got to take charge because you've got Austin Booth there. He looked jittery. Ross Marshall. I mean, how many chances can this guy get?
I
He's
mean, if
sort
that
of
rumor is true, what he did at the end of the game, and it is just rumor because I wasn't there. I
yeah,
mean, disgraceful, mate.
got to pull himself
You're a
together.
paid professional, and I've really tried to defend you and really trying to see the player that you can be, but grow up.
He's got
Honestly,
no he's got
it's
no
not
discipline at
acceptable.
all, was he?
No acceptable.
And it's a bad reflection of the management of the club because
This is the cult exactly.
really
This is the
should be sorted
culture
out.
that they're creating within that, and then it feeds back to some players, and then
And
they think it's a fan's fault, and they're entitled, and that's not how football works. And fans can be entitled as well. Works two ways, of course. But you've just got to be stronger. Like, thank God you weren't a player 20, 30 years ago. That is the case. And so
Yeah.
you can't, for you, none of them will survive the dressing rooms that you hear of these days. I'm not saying that as a positive or negative, but I mean, I just feel like it's just when the tough gets tough, so many people disappear and
We
don't know how
blow
to
our
control their
fuses here.
emotions.
We haven't
Yeah.
got the discipline or mentality to cope with it. That's the trouble. And they scored to equalise. It just yo-yoed around the penalty area for a while. We can't clear a ball. All they had to do was somebody just punt it away or head it away. Nobody takes charge, and it was simple tap in. Then the second half, we got our second goal. It was a good goal from Jenkins Davis. We deserved that, so we came out the second
Class.
half quite
Great,
well.
by the way, Jenkins Davis. So I did a Plymouth thing last
Yeah.
week and I was saying there really could be a player there. And he's really something to
There is,
go.
I
And
think
there is,
he's
yeah.
gaining in confidence and taking up more responsibility, which is good to see. I mean, he's only a young guy, and it's a tough situation to come into at Torquay, isn't it? There's a bad
Should have
atmosphere.
been an easy one though. But then the start of the season, they probably sent him with a thought, well, Torquay probably going to be up there. He'll win the league. He'll get a title with him. And then
Yeah,
he'll get like 9 or 10, 12, 14 goal contributions and come back with loads of confidence. That probably was what the
yeah.
agreement was between the football clubs.
Football's
So,
tougher than that, though, and
yeah,
it's school of hard knocks for him, and he'll learn from this. And
he'll learn so much from this.
hopefully he flourishes because he is a good lad. He always wants to get involved. His
Yeah.
movement's good.
He hasn't sulked
Touch is
once.
there. Yeah. But then, of course, we let them back in it. They score again. Again, we just can't get rid of the ball. It pogoed around the penalty box and he sort of miskicked it into the bottom corner. Here we go again. And then, of course, Lapsey bangs one in from just outside the penalty area to make it
Lovely
3-2.
finish. Lovely finish, Tom.
And that was the only actual point in the game where we thought we had a bit of control because Slough started to look a bit tired. Their passing got a bit sloppy. That was our moment. Take charge of this game, score the fourth, or just manage it. And then, of course, we gave them a little olive branch. We couldn't pick up a few loose balls around the penalty area. Players just not alert enough to stop the crosses. And then when the crosses do come in, we can't clear them. The guy headed in a beautiful header for the third goal. I mean, it was a decent cross, but he got his neck round it to header it in. And then after that, it just looked like only one winner because you could tell the nerves all around the crowd. Confidence was sapped. We just looked on our heels. Jarvis had come on by then, but he's got to find his way into the game. He managed to get a few knock-ons and tried to work his way into the action, but we had Bradley Ash in midfield. That didn't help. For their fourth goal, he was on his heels. He could have won a loose ball. He didn't. He went to the left-hand side. Cross went in. Toe poked in. That was game over. Game over. And we just know how to lose games. We can lose games from any point at the moment. From anyhow, it just we could do it. And it goes back to last season, doesn't it? How many late goals we let in, and it's in their minds at the moment as much as anything. I mean, these defenders aren't very good players. I mean, Moxie is obviously still decent, but he can't do it all on his own. But it's in their minds. I mean, can't tell me they can't clear a ball, they can't head a ball, but they just can do it. And the balls just pogoed around the penalty area until they went in. So that was game done. Slough were delighted, but yeah, it was just a hush around Bristow's.
That's all right.
I
It's very
heard about how
resigned,
bad the
wasn't it?
atmosphere was during the game, but I mean there was a little bit of chanting, but generally it was fairly supportive.
Just resigned, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit resigned. I think the crowd had just been ground down by the bad results now. There's just that
My
kind
advice to fans is still
of
obviously, we all know how we feel, but get behind the lads. I know a lot do. Get behind the lads. We still want our football club to do well, of course.
when morale's so low, it is tough. It really is
But
tough, I think.
the football club wouldn't help by saying, look, we know it's terrible, but please just come and help us. We need you. Not just,
Yeah,
here's £2 more if you don't get your ticket. You know what I mean? Like, it could really
yeah.
just help. And if like a new manager came and said, right, I need the fans behind me, that's what it would need.
I'm surprised Asa Hall hasn't spoken out. I mean, I like Asa, he seems a good guy, but Haven't heard anything from him. Maybe they don't let him speak. But you think the captain, I remember Josh Staunton for Yeovil last season, he made a lot of effort to
Yeah, he
speak
did.
to
Yeah,
fans and apologised a lot. Had very little from Ace. I
that's for
mean,
nothing.
he's the captain at our club, and
From anyone really. Maybe he's not allowed, as you say.
Gary Johnson gets the most blame, and rightly so. But the captain also shoulders responsibility, and I'm surprised there's been nothing from him. Nothing to say. Come on, you know, we apologise. It's not good enough. We are trying our best. Please support us. Please stick with us. That kind of thing. People might not buy it, but
all you need to go is to go to the club official or the local newspaper and do that.
Yeah,
that's all you need to do.
It's worth a go. I don't know if George.
The only player that did it was Thingy on loan. What was he? Dolan on loan at the start of the season. He's the only player I've seen anything from Fleetwood. After every game, it was like, that's not good enough. We'll be that better for the fans. He did it after like every game. And then it did turn around and you forget how good a player he was.
Supporters would appreciate that a little bit, I think. It wouldn't take much the edge off at the moment because the results have been too bad. But something like that from a senior player would be welcome. Yeah. Anything to try and get supporters to believe in the club a little more, which is so difficult at the moment. I mean, you look around the social media and it's just every Torquay social media thing is jumped on, isn't it? And comments everywhere, and it's just.
I feel sorry for the person who has to run the account, but I mean, it is where we are. You know, it is where we are. If you show a little bit more patience, a bit more understanding, then not just virtue signaling. But there we go. That's our final message. Stop making it us versus you, Torquay United Football Club. And stop using.
They're preaching one club united, but it doesn't feel like that.
Since the club has absolutely fallen apart since that fans forum.
Yeah, since that forum, the answers. I mean, it was good to get something from them, but the answers haven't reflected well since where Gary was crowing about how good his tactics were, and Gary
actually could not have gone worse since.
George Edwards was crowing about
lone players and
trust in us, everything will be fine, and so. Yeah, almost like the football gods are saying, we don't believe you. We don't believe you. And it's been a shambles ever since, hasn't it? So
yeah. Well, there we are. So predictions for the weekend.
We got 2 games, haven't we?
Okay. List them off.
Braintree and Farnborough away. What a double header.
2-0 Braintree and 1-1 at Farnborough.
I think we'll score some goals, but oh my God, our defence. We need to score a lot of goals, don't we, at the moment? I can see Braintree scoring 3-2 to Braintree, and Farnborough, I'll say we'll sneak a 2-1 some kind.
There we go.
Because they've done nothing in recent months, so maybe that's our chance to actually win a bloody game for a change, eh?
Yeah, no, there you go. There's your positivity from Dom. Thank you. So thank you very much for watching. And my overall thing is still trying to get behind the team, of course. Football club, if anyone's watching this, the scouts are out. Stop making it us versus you. Come together. We can actually still achieve something at this football club.
Join the trust.
Yeah, join the trust. And thank you for watching. We survived another week, Dom, and we'll see you next week.
Here's Hargreaves, chance for Torquay! Chris Hargreaves, the captain! He stays on side. Carlisle checks instead. He's looking for Benyon. Sells!